All right, our keynote speaker this evening is the first Commanding General of the U.S. Army Combat Capabilities Development Command. He assumed that role when the Research, Development, and Engineering Command became the CCDC upon transition into the Army Futures Command on February 3rd, 2019. He's a graduate of the Virginia Military Institute and was commissioned in the Field Artillery in July 1985. He's also a graduate of the Field Artillery Officer Basic and Advanced Courses, Commanding General Staff College, and the National War College. He holds a master's degree in management from the Florida Institute of Technology and a master's degree in national security and strategic studies from the National War College. His last name reflects what the Army does when it plays Navy and Air Force in football. Please join me in welcoming Major General Cedric T. Wins, Commanding General, U.S. Army CCD.
Buenos noches. Good evening. And thank you, Major General Mark Toy, for the kind introduction. And thank you to Great Minds in STEM for having me here as a representative of the United States Army and the Army's newest four-star command, the Army's Futures Command. And it is a privilege, as was mentioned, to be the commander of the Combat Capabilities Development Command. And I'm very grateful for the partnership that we've been able to establish with Great Minds in STEM in doing some very, very important things in the area of STEM and the recruitment of talent. And so today I have the honor and the privilege of leading more than 14,000 civilian and military personnel as the commander of Combat Capabilities Development Command, and it's known as CCDC, as was mentioned. We have a very unique mission in CCDC to discover, develop, and deliver the capabilities that are necessary for our warfighters to protect our nation's interests and to support our allies around the world. And we rely on the expertise of civilian scientists and engineers to solve the Army's toughest problems. And those are technological challenges that put and require us to put cutting-edge capabilities in the hands of our soldiers. We also believe that good ideas and solutions to challenges are a result of the diversity of thought and require people from a range of backgrounds and experiences. That's why we make it a priority to attend conferences like this one and visit our HBCUs and our MSIs and our MIs across the country. Earlier this year, we hosted the HBCU MI design competition that challenged undergraduate students to come up with and conceive and come up with prototypes related to unmanned aerial vehicles and what you probably refer to as drones. More than 50 students representing 11 universities across the country joined us at the host university, University of Texas El Paso, to put their drone prototypes to test. Battling the unforgiving Texas winds, the students navigated their drones through a series of obstacles in the Sun Bowl Stadium, and the winning teams walked away with more than $14,000 in awards and prizes. And so I'm excited to announce today that the second HBCU MI design competition will take place in the spring of 2020 in Chicago, and the focus this year will be on unmanned ground vehicles. So stay tuned for more details about participating in this competition. It's our hope that competitions like these will challenge students, but we also hope it inspires them and brings out the best and allows us to honor and recognize the best in each and every one of our students. Because of the nation's great technological achievements and how they begin with someone refusing to settle for the status quo and someone who's inspired to find a new way to solve a tough problem. And the Army is dedicated to inspiring and encouraging our students in pursuing a field of study or a career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because it is all of you, the next generation, that will drive our nation's future innovation. The ability of our soldiers to defend our national interests and return home safely depends on the next generation of forward-thinking, driven scientists and engineers. And by supporting our future innovators, we ultimately support the success of our Army and our nation. And so we're very excited about the partnerships and the opportunities that exist. A lot of times folks see me in uniform and they automatically think that I'm out here recruiting for people to join the Army, and then I have to remind them of the type of organization that I have the privilege of leading and the type of talent that we're always looking for. And so one of the things that we put together that I'd like to show you is a video from last year's competition to kind of just give you a taste of what next year's competition will be like. So if we could run the video, please. So the Army's partnership, obviously, with the University of Texas El Paso, as with a number of universities, for the opportunity to collaborate and to extend research opportunities and to just bring together young students to engage them, to encourage them, to excite them about STEM-related activities, STEM-related opportunities, STEM-related research is what this event has been all about, to introduce students, to introduce the university to what the Army does to try to develop technology for our warfighters.
We at ARL, we had lots of discussions with General Winds. Early on, General Winds had the seed of an idea, and ARL then took forward and blossomed into what became a national competition.
This is an interactive event. The team that we have here to support you from the Army Research Laboratory, along with Great Minds of STEM, were integral in making this happen.
Well, Great Minds in STEM has had a long-standing relationship with the Army, and we see that as a vital part of the success of this great competition.
We got to see a lot of incredibly smart young adults who are going to one day be leading the world in innovation and research and technology development. So that's what's exciting about it.
So currently our drone is being flown. Our drone is made out of complete biodegradable cellulose material. It is also a very minimalistic design. It is a very small drone. However, that allows it to be flown at a much more rapid pace. We're very proud of our drone. It's going through the course very quickly and it's doing a really good job.
We placed second in the overall competition, and we're just excited to be a part of this whole organization and for everything that it's doing for minority institutions, and we hope to compete next year again.
I'm very excited, because this opens another door for us.
We're looking forward to next year, of course, to have our second competition, which will be in the Chicago area. And we look forward to the same teams and perhaps even more teams joining in for next year's competition.
And so thank you for giving me the opportunity to just speak to you. And we look forward to seeing many of you out at the competition, and hopefully over the next day and a half, as you've already been here, you'll have an opportunity to go out and talk to some of our folks that we have that are recruiting. Because there's a lot of opportunity in the United States Army for young, talented engineers and scientists and folks who want to do great work for the Army. So thanks for what you do. Army strong.